Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are 2 out of 3 brothers watching movies through a rainbow lens. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
How are you?
Good.
We have
actually
literally... Good.
Yeah.
Oh, have you not been good every other
No,
time
I
I've
was
asked?
just expecting to come into this episode being like, ugh.
Well, we've literally just come from the Sun Theatre Yarraville
We have, of course.
for opening night of The Devil Wears Prada 2, More Devil, More Prada.
Yeah.
Actually,
2
no
Devil,
Prada.
2 Prada.
No Prada.
No Prada mentioned. Somebody was wearing Prada sunglasses.
And there would have been someone, one of the cameos would have
Was from Mr. Prada.
connected
Yeah.
to Mr. Prada. Or the cameo list. Devil Wears Prada 2,
I told you.
Meryl and Emily Stanley.
Yes. Meryl still gets top billing.
Well, she's Meryl Streep.
Yeah, but she's Anne Hathaway.
No,
It's
but
not like she's a no one.
Meryl Streep has more Oscars than the rest of the cast combined.
Oh, yeah, okay. So she's got 3.
Anne has one.
Anne has 1. Kenneth Branagh has 1.
Yep.
For writing, maybe. Does he have 1?
Directing.
I don't think he has 1.
Justin
Anyway.
Theroux doesn't have one. Lucy Liu doesn't have one.
Lucy Liu Shaw doesn't. Donatellavis, no. Heidi, no. The fat gay guy, no.
The
Anyway.
stereotypical Asian.
Chicken shop girl, no.
Yeah, there's a lot. I feel like we have a lot to say. Some
Yeah,
of it we
same.
said in the cinemas, so apologies to whoever was sitting behind us.
Look, we weren't the only ones talking, and apologies.
Hang on, before we go,
Yes.
are we going to have spoilers?
Yes.
Shall we do first half no spoilers and then come into some spoilers?
Okay, sure.
Because there's one shocking moment, I guess,
Yeah.
and there's kind of the twisty end.
Yep.
And I think one of the things that you probably need to apologise for we'll get to later because it's to do with the shocking moment.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to apologise because after about 10 minutes, I got sick of seeing the colour cerulean and every other possible shade of blue that the set decorators could just stick somewhere close to Anne Hathaway,
Yes. Yes.
including at the very end. There were 2 gift bags on her windowsill that were cerulean.
Oh, I missed that.
I'm like, come on. No, the bit before the end.
Actually, they were lapis.
So the first one we noticed was as she walked past a street market.
That was the worst one.
on her way to her real job at the same paper that she ended the first movie at, the New York Vanguard,
Yes.
which I'm not sure she would have worked for the same place for 20 years. But anyway,
Well, she literally said that she didn't. Oh, no, she didn't say that.
she's moved around everywhere. She's
Yeah.
lived in different places.
For 15 years, she went away from New York. But
Yes,
she
but she was still
probably
writing
working
for the
them.
Vanguard.
Yeah.
There's man in the street market having 2 different blue belts.
The same belts from the first movie.
Yeah,
I think they
basically.
raided the prop
Yeah.
department, the costume department.
And
It was actually that same woman that holds them up because she got fired
She got
because
fired.
she said florals for spring.
well, okay. So fan service.
Fan service in the first half of the movie was off the charts.
Are we call it? I don't know if I'm calling it fan service or callbacks because I feel like fan service is more about like the reboots. Like when we wait until November for Masters of the Universe to come onto streaming for us to watch
Yes,
it because
yes.
we're not going to the cinemas.
No.
There's going to be little nods to the cartoons in that.
So it's
Right.
called, we'll call it a
And
callback.
I call that fan service.
Yeah.
But the 2 belts is a callback, but also one that actually made me cringe
Yep.
was that the party early in the movie was called
The Met Gala. Sorry, no, I didn't say that.
Spring Florals.
Groundbreaking.
Like, really? Why?
Because maybe at that point in the movie, I still thought that she was getting amnesia. And she forgot that that's not a good thing. The other ones was there was a lot of blue and then there was I used to be the assistant. Don't go up the stairs if you drop the book off.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, who would do
I don't
that?
mind that.
I didn't like that she ate soup.
I don't like that Stanley Tucci remembered that 20 years ago in that same cafeteria.
On her first day, she ate soup.
Soup.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. It was like it was yesterday. No.
Because, like, maybe the models don't eat it because the models don't eat. Certainly in the first one, the models didn't eat. That was a running joke in the first movie.
Yes.
But they have 3 different soup pots in the cafeteria. So it's not like Stanley Tucci's worked there for 30 years and Anne Hathaway's the only person that's ever eaten soup. Otherwise, why do they have 3 pots of soup?
That's true.
I don't think it's that memorable.
No.
Somebody has eaten soup near Nigel at some point in his 30 years at Runway.
Yeah, although it seems that Nigel remembers her fondly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. Mm-hmm. They had a bit of a connection.
Yes. So I did like the premise of the scandal, if you will, at the start, because it is topical.
Yeah. So
in terms of sweatshop, modern slavery, fast fashion.
Though I do want to say that if I was the editor of Runway, and a company called Speed Fash came to me, I would be like, red flags. There'd be little sirens and I'd be going, hey, legal, fully check this place. Go to their factory. Because it's literally a company called Fast Fashion.
Yeah.
Which is the thing that is sweatshop.
And they spelt fash wrong.
Did they?
No, I just made that up. Because that's a sign of slavery. Yeah.
They got the logo wrong. Yep.
Yeah. So I like that was kind of the premise of the start of the movie because it is relevant.
Combined with all of those journalists getting sacked because that is also relevant. Journalism is dying.
Yes.
Why would someone write something when I can just ask ChatGPT?
Exactly.
Them getting fired by text during an award ceremony, I didn't find super realistic or believable.
The timing was ridiculous.
Maybe just before, because the bosses would know the award ceremony was on and they'd be like, let's wait until after.
Unless they did it then because they thought they're not going to look at it now. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, but if you're a journalist,
you're on your phone.
You check your text messages.
Yeah, because newspapers are dead, so you have to check your phone.
Well, you have to check your Google News alerts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of how I can save money by eating apple cider vinegar. I don't know. That's one of those dumb Apple News stories that comes up.
The ones I always get, I think Google knows that I like Stephen King and I like horror series. It certainly does now that I've said it on the podcast.
There you go.
Maybe because I've said it on the podcast. There's always an article that is like, Stephen King loves this TV adaptation, or Stephen King hates this adaptation of his book.
Yeah.
Or this Stephen King novel is finally coming to streaming, amongst the bullshit.
Yes.
Of footy stories and movie and rehashed Gaiety stories from 2 years ago.
Yep. Yes.
So those two premises.
Premises.
Or premises, not premises, premises. Yep. Set up the movie well and lead to Andy ending up back at Runway.
Yes.
And Meryl Streep kind of playing up that she's forgotten who she is, I think.
Yeah, which seems out of character.
It's fully in character for Miranda to be dismissive. I don't think acting that she forgot is a thing.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
her being almost funny about it isn't a thing.
No.
Her pretending like she doesn't know where to make her feel bad is a thing.
Yep.
But her doing it in a kind of like, who are you way, not right.
Miranda, I have one thing of Miranda in this movie. She smiled too much.
She did.
Because I also yesterday watched The Devil Wears Prada 1 to refresh myself before we saw this. And she doesn't smile until the very end of the movie related to Andy. Because there's this whole thing of like one nod is good, two nods is very good, a smile is, amazing.
Yeah.
And we don't get a smile, particularly in relation to Andy, until the very last shot of the movie, basically. But this one, she smiles too much.
She's a little bit looser these days, even though she's going through a crisis.
Well, yeah, the crisis happens because, well, there's a few things. Miranda's up for a promotion.
That's a thing.
And it's not up to Miranda that Andy is working there.
Yes.
The big boss, the owner of the corporation, appoints Andy as the new features editor. And so that's how Andy gets back, because Andy lost her job. Runway is in trouble and they want to bring some seriousness to it. So the big boss appoints Andy for a more serious journalistic angle, but then complains that her style of writing doesn't get anywhere.
Yeah, until she somehow gets the interview with Lucy Liu.
Yeah, well, that's just journalistic tenacity.
There you go.
It is what it is. Let's do a little quick wrap and then we'll get into the spoilers.
A quick wrap of being like, look, it was better than I thought.
Yep.
I thought that some of the writing was cringe. But some of the writing was actually pretty good. I thought there was some really good lines in there, especially with the revelation of one of the twists. I guess there were about 3 in there.
Yep.
Maybe the second twist by that point.
Yes, because I would say big crisis moment, plot, twist.
Twist on the twist?
No. Easy,
No?
Zac Efron.
There you go. That's why I said
This
it.
guy.
Yeah. Okay, but then acting good.
Yep.
Early on, I was like, Anne Hathaway is annoying me. She was very just like, woo.
I had an
doing a bit
issue
much.
when Anne Hathaway returned to runway that she was 20 years ago Andy, which I get
Yeah.
a bit of like she regressed in the face of Miranda Priestley, but I feel like, because then just after that, so the very start, she wins an award. And then after she returns to runway, we see the wall of her awards at home.
Yes.
And I'm like, that is the wall of someone who can walk into runway with confidence, can walk into any publication with confidence, even Miranda Priestley by this point. But she just regressed, I think, a little bit too far.
I think so as well. I think that in terms of the characters, she had some growth, regressed, but then was good.
Yep.
So that's fine. Stanley Tucci was the same.
Yeah, which I thought was okay.
Which is fine because he was already doing all right,
and he's where he wants to be, essentially.
apparently.
Yeah.
And then I actually really liked Emily Blunt.
Yes.
At points...
She hadn't changed much.
No. At points I was like, she's just the comic relief.
Yeah.
But she had some great one-liners in there.
But then Justin Theroux came to be the actual comic relief.
What the hell?
I liked his character.
I don't think I did.
I liked his take of that type of person that he was.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
With not a lot of lines,
Yeah.
did a lot and was funny.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I thought Lucy Liu was good,
Yep.
but she had very minimal screen time.
I'm going to say
bit
something
of a waste.
that's not a spoiler, right? So when and this is one of the things that annoys me in movies, and we talked about it the other day for Apex. Lucy Liu and Justin Theroux are mentioned in the opening credits ahead of Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, but that's a...
I know it's and Stanley Tucci, right?
Yeah.
But they're in the opening credits. Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, Lucy Liu, Justin Theroux, and Stanley Tucci, right? So they're there. You see their names. I didn't know they were in it before we went.
No.
And then when she's at the desk talking to assistant number 2, the cover of those two comes up. Bad AI, fattening Justin Theroux,
awful.
Side point.
Terrible.
And then it's like, oh, Miranda would love to get an interview with Sasha. I'm like, Sasha's being played by Lucy Liu and she's mentioned in the opening credits. Of course she's getting a fucking interview.
Yeah.
That like...
You get, it's predictable, but it's not like, it would be worse for me if the whole point was to get an interview with her. Like, you know, in the first one, it's a bit more of a going to Paris is the final goal.
Yeah.
And that's how she gets there. In this one, there's that and she gets that. And then there's this other thing. So she gets that.
Yeah.
And then, so there's less of an end point. So if it was that, it's fine. But that was all done in the first like 20 minutes, half an hour.
Yeah. But it's just like really obvious that she's going to get it. And I just feel like those things, I don't know, they annoy me from the writing side of things.
Potentially worded differently, not to make it so obvious that it's like her white whale. Is that the right use of that phrase?
Yeah.
Thank you.
From Moby Dick.
No, from Scrubs. So if it was just more of a subtle, she tried to get that once, but it never happened, or trying to do something since the breakup.
Yeah.
Or something like
or someone else is trying to get her.
She's been out of the limelight since the divorce end.
Or, yeah, okay.
I will say my prediction of having a ridiculous number of cameos was correct.
Look, the credits came up at the end and the list of cast was shorter than the list of cameos.
That is correct.
But I have one criticism of the cameos. This is all still in the non-spoiler part, by the way.
Because you know that there's going to be a cameo from Heidi Klum.
And Donatella Versace.
And models.
Mr. Prada.
Mr. Prada and Mr. Dior.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like, totally, like, obviously, the thing is they go to Milan. It's not Paris this time, it's Milan. And when they're at Milan and they're at the shows, there's model. And Emily Blunt is having lunch with Donatella Versace. Fine. What I didn't like with the cameos was when Anne Hathaway is at Miranda's house.
Yep.
And Miranda is introducing us, Andy / the audience, to the famous people that are there.
Yes.
Just have them there. And
because that's what happens in the other, like the fashion shows. They just show at the fashion shows or backstage or at a party. They just show Heidi Klum and Winnie Harlow and what's her face, Ashley Graham and Sierra at things. You don't get introduced to them.
yeah.
If you know them, you know them. If you don't, that's not
The same
important.
with Donatella Versace. It's not like, hey, sorry, Andy, I'm having lunch with Donatella Versace. She just is. We recognise her. She does have a little, comment and say her name, but it's in a thing. My issue is it's clunky and I don't think it needs to happen. But if the writers think it does need to happen, you haven't got famous enough people in those cameos.
I would probably say that they really didn't have a list.
No.
The most famous person in those cameo was probably that guy whose name I've forgotten.
The only one I recognised without the introduction was Ronnie Chong.
Mine was that John Baptiste guy.
Okay. I don't know him.
There you go.
And the only reason that introduction scene for me should have stayed in is if after that, when Andy says to Miranda, why am I here? She says, because I want you to feature these people in the magazine.
Yeah.
So I'm introducing them. So later you can ring Ronnie Chung and say, can I interview you? Probably not Ronnie Chung. He's not a fashion icon. No offense, Ronnie.
No.
But that kind of thing would have justified the semi-clunky introduction scene.
You know what problem I kind of had with it as well? I thought this at the start. Andy Sachs seems very like for the people, I want to bring out scandals and
Yep.
all that kind
Tell
of
the
stuff.
truth.
So she would be telling the truth about a scandal like slavery sweatshops and the
Speed
modern
fash.
slavery kind of thing. So I was a bit surprised she went in so readily and day one is like, we did the wrong thing. I'm defending them. It seemed a bit out of character.
Well, I think she obviously has a soft spot for Miranda.
But why?
Well, because in the first one, she got a divorce.
Correct.
And Andy has grown, and he's like, oh, actually, she does work pretty fucking hard. But I think she also understood that they actually made a mistake. They didn't knowingly promote this
But
brand.
you're liable. You're
Yeah.
liable. Look, last week, this is a look into my world. Last week was Modern Slavery Awareness Week, and we
Okay.
did training.
Yeah.
So if you are the boss
Yes.
and your company uses a provider that has these practices, you are liable, whether you meant it to or not. I'm getting too legal about this, so let's move on.
No, well, that was really good training that we did for the Two Brothers Studios.
Yeah.
About modern slavery. It was really
Which
important.
is interesting because I really need to mention that I haven't got paid. So when should I expect
I
that?
also spent yesterday 7 hours at the computer and I haven't gotten paid yet.
But listeners, if you would like to pay us, please do.
Patreon.com/.
If you don't agree with slavery, please pay us.
There is a tips link in the bottom of the podcast
Whatever.
show notes if you need to tip us.
So
Yeah, I was saying
what a waste
the cameos.
of Kenneth Branagh.
I thought you were going to say what a waste of Lady Gaga.
Well, was that a spoiler?
Whatever. Sorry.
If you
We're in the
didn't-
spoiler
if you
section.
didn't predict that she was going to be there, I won't say what a waste. I will say what a waste of Kenneth Branagh.
Yep.
I will say I'm glad Patrick Bramall was good,
Yeah.
and I'm glad he was
Yes.
Australian.
And we've talked about this.
Oh,
and I'm going to
it
mention
was
Apex
so
again
good.
because we're going to talk about Apex in a couple of weeks that I watched on Netflix. Do
Yeah.
yourself a favour. Because I said yesterday about Apex, why couldn't Scarlett Johansson, Charlize Theron, be South African in that movie because she's an adventure person and goes all over the world. We also talked about Taron Egerton's accent. I'm very happy Patrick Bramall was Australian. I would have...
Bramall.
Bramall? Yes.
Yeah.
I would have loved if he was the same character I've just been watching as an architect in Upper Middle Bogan.
Oh, great. Yeah. Okay.
He divorced his anesthesiologist wife and moved to New York.
Yeah.
Terrible end to an ABC sitcom.
Great.
But a great way to connect them. But I have been watching Upper Middle Bogan where he plays an architect. He was
good.
Way too close up on his face at the date.
Okay. Good. Is that a good transition to talk about directing?
Yeah.
There was
This is all still spoiler free, actually. Maybe we just do a spoiler free episode.
No, because we will.
Okay.
There were some aggressively terrible directing choices.
At
Some camera shots. It was like they had a. It's not a dolly.
It's
Dolly's where it moves.
Is it the one on the...
Like a boom.
It's the one on the kind of crane where the guy
crane
sits and they
thing.
move him around.
It's like they had a new one.
Yeah.
And they wanted to test every way it could move and at whatever speed it could move at. There
You
were
know-
so many shots that were like aerial view that then zoomed in, down, and then swooped back up again.
Yep.
That it was like I was on a fucking roller coaster.
Look, there was some where I was like, okay, you want to show the grandeur, the height, the bigness, largesse of the building that
Yes.
runway is in.
Yeah, because they're a big deal.
Like, do it
And they're
once.
in New York, in case you didn't know from the.
Do it once. Don't do it every time we get back to the runway building. Zooming down.
Every
from
time
it,
somebody gets
zooming
out of a car.
up from it. Or even the scene where Miranda is standing amongst the shops in Milan. That even one was an up and down.
Yeah. And then like a round thing.
And what he did,
Shouldn't learn the names of these things.
this is one thing that I don't like from action movies. And I said to you straight after, I said, did he forget whether he was doing a comedy or a Bourne film? One thing I don't like, and James Cameron does it too much in Avatar.
Yep.
Though it's not with an actual camera because it's all digital. He has a shot, right? There's one that always sticks in my mind as the helicopters are coming to the big tree, which has a name, Spirit Tree.
Yep.
At the end of Avatar 1.
Uh-huh.
The last of the Mohicans. The
Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves.
Ferngully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows the helicopters and then it quick zooms into the helicopters.
Oh, like through the glass.
No.
Oh.
So like it's shot, right, with helicopters and then it's like zooms in to show the same helicopters closer.
Oh, okay.
It's just an aggressive zoom.
Yeah, an aggressive zoom. Like
Yeah.
his finger slipped on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do that, like he does that in The Devil Wears Prada. Like I don't need a fast zoom from us standing at the assistant's desk looking to Andy's office and then zoom, we zoom in on Andy in her office. I don't need that.
No. The worst shot in the film was when Andy and Peter were on, let's say, their first date, which I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
The extreme close-up. So it's like...
And we saw this on a big screen
Yeah,
too.
it's like their faces were taking up the whole screen, but slightly tilted.
What he'd done was, you can do this in Photoshop. There's a thing called fit to height.
Yes,
And that's what he's done.
I think it was that.
From chin to hairline, he's just clicked fit to height.
Yeah.
And so half the screen is background, but then the whole other half of the screen is Peter or Andy's faces.
Yeah, I feel like they printed a A3 document on A4
Yep.
and they didn't fit to page.
Because then it was just towards the end, they just zoomed out a little bit on Peter. Mm-hmm. I was much more comfortable.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Yeah.
And that was similar shots to what I remember how Devil Wears Prada 1 was shot.
Yes.
So that was...
Too much.
There was this and then there was a lot of zhoom, which was similar in the first one when they're at the fashion shows and the parties and they will just quickly zoom and then hover on a cameo for 2 seconds and then zoom away. That's all right. But when you put them all together in a less than 2 hour movie...
With the aggressive high to low angles.
It should have had a warning at the start about motion sickness.
At one point you had to take your glasses off and adjust.
I was like, it was bad. It was almost like one of those old movies that were made for 3D where they purposefully look and point into the camera.
Yeah.
It was odd. Like the directing...
There were some odd choices.
I wouldn't say the directing. The camera shots were bad.
That is the directing, isn't it?
No, but it's like the directing's the whole thing.
Yeah, but
Sometimes it made sense.
setting up the shots is a pretty big part of the director's
Yeah,
job.
some of the bigger shots were great. You look good. Oh, look, we're in New York. Where are we? Oh, we're in New York. Oh, is that the... Yeah, we're in New York.
Well, no, but then they were like, we're going to Milan. They're like, are we in Milan? Oh, there's the cathedral. Are we in Milan? Oh, there's the cathedral.
Oh, this is the Last Supper.
Yep.
Foreboding. Spoilers.
Okay, let's get into the spoiler bit, right?
You know what? Okay, spoilers.
Because I want to
3,
complain about
2,
some things.
1, go. You know when you were saying about... I'm saying a twist on the twist,
Yeah.
which is saying the first twist is that the first twist is that Benji is buying runway for Emily.
Okay, so I'm saying the shock moment is when he dies.
He dies. And then I laughed.
Yes. So you need to apologise
I
to
would
the
like to
audience for that.
apologise for when somebody died on screen. I was not laughing at the death. I was laughing at the attempt at CPR that man was trying to do. It was like...
No, do you know what it was?
It was like 2 feet above his body.
Do you know what it was? It was like, we have to have you doing CPR, but this actor's actually alive, so you can't actually push
don't
on
break
his
his
chest.
ribs.
So it was
There's
just
an
like...
intimacy coordinator for the CPR. No, it was... But then he also had to like move it so it looked like he was actually doing it. So it was more like some sort of... dance move. It was, I actually laughed and I felt bad because I was the only one that laughed. Everybody else was like, and I'm like, bah. Oh,
You know what? Him dying was a shock, though.
It was a shock.
And done well.
And you know what made it more shocking? is how loud they made it on the movie.
Yeah.
He's broke a glass with a bazooka and then crashed through a table with a wrecking ball.
It was good, and it was a good shock.
Almost a jump scare.
Because, yeah, it was almost. And it wasn't one of those things where, you know, earlier in the thing, he's sitting in his car with BJ Novak and he's like, I'm going to die one day, so you need to know how to run the company.
Or it's not like
and then he dies.
Cut to him taking medication.
Yeah, it was none of that. It was just like, bang, he's dead.
Interesting.
Which was shocking, but also hilarious in the CPR.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then there's the plot, which is them plotting, which I knew straight away was going to be Benji buying the magazine.
100%.
And then you're saying, okay, the twist was the first betrayal.
The first twist was Emily's betraying them.
Of Miranda.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second twist was them getting Lucy Liu to buy the whole company.
Yes, which I didn't pick.
A twist on the twist.
I didn't pick either of those twists, actually.
I didn't either.
Which is surprising because the last 2 M. Night Shyamalan movies I've watched, I've picked the twist, but I didn't pick the twist in The Devil Wears Prada.
They actually say that David Frankel is the new M. Night Shyamalan. Is that his name?
M. Night Shyamalan is not M. Night Shyamalan anymore. Don't watch old.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I wasn't going. I've heard it's really bad.
It's
the only
so
reason I was
bad.
going to watch old is if I knew that it was going to get referenced in Scary Movie 6, and it's not, so I have no reason to.
So it's safe. I also watched The Visit by M. Night Shyamalan recently, which is also disappointing because the twist in that is a decent twist, actually, but it's just Catherine Hahn just says the twist.
But do you think that he's now set himself up that he has to have a twist? What if he just wants to make a movie that doesn't have a twist in it?
Then don't put a twist in it, right?
Yeah, but then you're going to be... Is everybody going to go... You're going to go watch an M. Night Shyamalan movie expecting there to be a twist.
Then I think you'd have to market it as not having a twist.
Yeah, that's when you would put a twist in.
But if you're...
A twist on the twist.
If you're going to write a movie with a twist and you're M. Night Shyamalan, take the extra time to make it a good one. And if you don't have a good one, don't make that movie.
Yeah, okay.
He doesn't need the money.
No, well, maybe he does.
He's M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, but what's he going to make money off still?
We read yesterday that
His
the cast
movies
of
doesn't make a
Friends
lot of
still
money.
make $20 million. He's still making movies he's still making money off The Sixth Sense.
Not like a lot. Well, enough, a living wage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his daughter's
Anyway.
a pop star too.
Well, she tries to be. So, yeah, that was my twist on the twist.
Twist in The Devil Wears Prada, I didn't get, is the point of that little sidebar.
Rant.
I thought it was good though. It was just
twists.
lots of money and divorce revenge, which didn't super match up with her before saying, I don't want to talk about the divorce.
Who? Emily.
Lucy Liu.
Oh, Lucy Liu.
When they interview her,
Sorry.
they're like, I don't want to be defined by this man, but then I'm going to buy a company off him or rob him of buying a company.
Well, she also said, I'm just going to give everything I have away.
That's true, but she hasn't. She's bought a very successful business.
Yeah. So, but women.
Yeah. And
So-
I guess in that interview, her and Andy and Miranda make a connection.
They do.
Andy rang a lot of people to try and wake Lucy Liu up.
Well, that's
was
what I
there
thought.
more
I thought there was
people?
going to be more people involved in it. Well, I suppose she also has to call BJ Novak and his people.
That's true. Elias Clark.
Yes.
Yeah, is the name of the company.
Yeah. So I liked that was the thing.
Yeah, I did. And yes, like you said, women.
I liked the realization from Miranda that she has been taking Nigel for granted, because then you did get the sense that she's not holding him back because she's a bitch. She didn't think
She wasn't consciously holding him back.
because she was like, he's happy doing what he's doing.
And he hasn't spoken up.
Yeah.
Although, that being said, it could have easily been written that Miranda becomes the head of global content for Elias Clark and Nigel becomes the editor-in-chief of Runway.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
But
And then I was unclear.
Miranda has both jobs. She's the editor-in-chief of Runway and the head of global content for
I
Elias
don't like that.
I don't either.
And then that's a way of her to kind of ease out.
Yeah.
But she loves working, like she said.
Yeah, but she can...
But
she's still working. She's the head of global content.
Yes. But then what did girl from Bridgerton get promoted to?
Oh, the girl with the brown girl version name of Emily.
That's a bad way to word it.
Yeah, Amory.
Amory. Yeah.
Yeah. Better Amory than in Heartbreak High.
Well, barely.
More contextualised bitchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did phrase that badly, but I can't think of a better way to phrase it.
Yeah. It'd be funny if her name was Emily.
Or she just called her Emily.
Yeah.
Even though her name was Amory.
Yeah. So she gets promoted to undisclosed.
Well, even
job.
stereotypical Asian gets promoted to junior editor.
Yeah, because they
So
have
what
all...
does-
Also, can I just say something? This is a little sidebar.
Yeah, you can. That's what a podcast is all about.
Her friends, the new friends, she kept her one friend from
She
the
kept
first
the gallery
movie.
friend, yeah. Even though the gallery friend was the one that told her to fuck off in the first movie.
I like her, though,
She's good.
as an actress.
Yeah. And she's okay as a character.
Yeah. And then she must have been the only one available.
Yeah.
Then the friends that she had
From the paper.
She got them jobs. You only ever saw Guy whose costume was a Yankees hat. And just in case you didn't know he was a writer, let's put some pens in his shirt pocket.
You know what? I'm okay with him dressing like that. I'm not 100% okay with him dressing like that at Runway.
But
Right?
that's his thing.
I know. But why is he dressed like that at the fucking awards ceremony?
Because that's his thing.
No.
It's like Anna Wintour. Have you
Got a
heard of her?
fucking suit.
She wears glasses all the time.
Yes, but she's Hannah Winter.
Yeah, but Wintour.
Whatever. But she is
But
who she
he's
is.
John Smith.
No.
I actually don't think I heard his name.
No. You can be Anna Wintour, right? Or Miranda Priestley, and you have that look to the point where someone at the party, a drag queen, was dressed as Miranda Priestley, which I liked.
Yep.
You can have that look, right? But I think even if Miranda Priestley's... No, put on a suit if you're going to be at an award thing and take your fucking hat off.
Yeah. I don't mind the hat staying on. Wear a suit.
I don't think he's enough of a thing. There's a guy that wears a hat all the time, and that's fine because that's his thing and he's famous, but I can't think of his name. But when I do, I'll let you know.
Great. Can't
It'll be
wait.
in 2 days.
Yeah. It's so... Yes, that. There was some good writing in terms of, oh, look how far it's come. But in the funny way of Miranda Priestley's saying snide things and Amory's being like, you can't say that anymore.
Yeah.
You can't say that anymore. Well, I'm talking about killing myself, not other people.
Not other people yet.
Yeah. So those kind of things were funny as well.
Surely she can say methadone clinic.
Well, that was sort of thing that was funny. It was like a bunch of deers walking around a methadone clinic
Starving
in New Jersey.
goats walking around a methadone clinic in New Jersey.
And she's like, I can't say methadone.
I can't
New
say
Jersey. That was funny.
Like, which one can't she say?
I think it was referring to people as starving goats,
Okay.
much like the goats would be starving at the Speed Fash
True.
headquarters.
I think that was a terrible shoot, though.
Oh, it looked awful.
It's atrocious.
How does that guy still have a job from the first movie?
Yeah, if that was in the first movie, he'd be out.
Yeah. The other funny bit, there's a few funny bits. Basically, a lot of Emily Blunt's stuff was really funny.
Yeah.
There's the other funny bit, when Andy first gets there and Meryl Streep's fires that thing. She's like, oh, well, there you go. First one to go to college and all that.
Yeah, it's like Cornell's summa cum laude just lost her job.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt was good, and I liked that she worked for Dior. And I think it worked that she hasn't changed much
Yeah.
and is still the uppity British bitch. I think that works.
I also then liked the ending when she was like, how is everything at Coach?
Yeah.
Like this shady dig at Coach that it's not high end.
Do you know what's funny? Coach would have had to approve that line.
Yeah.
Legally,
I think
you can't mention a brand without that brand approving it, because if they hadn't approved it, Coach could now be like, that's defamation because you're saying we're a shit brand and you're using our name as a joke. But Coach has approved it.
So would they have said, we're going to say this exactly? Or
It would
just
have been
say, we're
like-
just going to reference it in the movie?
No, they would have had to say what they said.
Yeah, true.
Same as John Legend would have had to approve the line mention of him. Mm-hmm. Of them being like, he wants us to fly his piano over, but that's too expensive.
Yeah.
John Legend would have had to approve that.
Yeah.
But what's not too expensive is having dinner in front of the Last Supper.
Oh,
We can't afford to fly a piano over, but we're going to sit you in front of the Last Supper for your dinner.
yeah, you're going to have to fly Coach.
Look,
Unbelievable. You're going to have to get Ubers everywhere.
for the joke, a funnier joke would have been her walking through first class and thinking she's slumming it in business.
Yes.
Because there is actually I get cost cutting, right? But the money you save on private cars and using Ubers instead means you can afford business class flights and also invite 5 less people to the dinner at the Last Supper, and you can afford business class flights. So the joke is she thinks business class is slumming it.
You know who doesn't probably need to be there? Anne Hathaway.
Well, there's no story if she's not there. She's the features editor.
Well, she run a feature on. They're just taking photos.
That winery in Como.
Yeah, sure. God.
No, well, they've made a connection by then.
Anyway, obviously they're going to do it, but I'm just saying
Yes.
in the realistic world. Also, they'd probably have to be on separate planes for insurance reasons.
They're not the royal family.
But still, if that plane goes down, who's in charge?
The
second assistant.
Yeah, the fat gay.
Yeah.
The fat gay and the stereotypical Asian are left running runway.
Great. So,
Who is? Like, does Nigel have an assistant?
no. Nobody
Is there
else has an
some
assistant.
other editor?
It doesn't
Do you know
seem-
who's in charge? The guy in the fucking baseball cap.
Oh,
Because he's the only journalist left at runway.
Jesus.
BJ
God.
Novak would have been happy with that.
Yeah, he would have
I
actually.
don't know his character's name.
Jay.
Jay?
Was it just Jay?
B. Bernie?
Madoff?
No. Justin Thro's character.
Benji.
Was just calling him JJ.
Bernie Madoff. Why is that the first Bernie I go to? Not even. Actually, I can't.
I can't think of another Bernie
It's
Mac.
the only Bernie I can think of.
He's funny.
Yeah, he used to be. He's dead now.
Vale.
Lee, I'm going to say something. I know this is a gay podcast, and this might annoy a lot of our target audience. And as a gay man, it hurts me to say this. Lady Gaga was terrible.
It was uncharacteristic characterization of Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga was terrible.
Was she worse in this or in the Versace murder one?
What Versace murder?
Wasn't there one where the House of Versace
Oh,
or
House
someone
of
where
Gucci.
Gucci.
No, she was okay in that. She was terrible in this.
I am not qualified to be reviewing The Devil Wears Prada, obviously.
One, the scene where they have that moment, her acting was bad. And
it was okay.
doesn't seem like Lady Gaga.
I don't think Gaga would be a flat-out bitch to Miranda. I do think Miranda would be a bitch to Gaga,
Yeah.
but I don't think Gaga would come back full bitch.
No, I feel like she just wouldn't talk to her. And also then she goes out on the runway and does a performance of a new song.
1.5 minutes of a new song.
And the performing and the lip syncing and the attempt of it was terrible as well. It was really bad and I didn't like it and it made me unhappy.
John Legend wouldn't have been good.
John Legend wouldn't have fit.
No, with that fashion show.
No. I had a feeling it was going to be Lady Gaga when they said, I'll make the call. I'll call in a favour.
Well, when they said favour, I actually thought it was going to be Kenneth Branagh's string quartet again. Who mimed worse, Kenneth Branagh playing the violin or Lady Gaga singing?
You know what? Lady Gaga. Kenneth Branagh's violin miming was bad.
Sorry, Kenneth, if you can actually play the violin.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he can, but it didn't look like it.
No.
No.
Again, a waste of Kenneth.
Yes. So for me, it was good.
Yeah.
It's
I
an
think it
enjoyable
was good.
movie. It's much like the first one in terms of there are some good moments. The acting's good. There's some really good moments. There's a decent story. It looks good. People wear fancy clothes and look nice. I will say there was a whole scene about, we'll get body positive models. Where were they?
Yeah, they weren't there.
I think I saw half a second of one.
There was
potentially.
one there was a half a second of one at the Spring Florals event at the start.
Well, that was a famous model, yeah.
Yeah, but there weren't any on the runway in Milan.
Yeah, so
That
I
I
don't get
noticed.
that.
Because there's also been press of Anne Hathaway saying we wanted as producers, as anybody who makes a, as you're calling, legacy sequel, becomes an EP of their movie, executive producer.
Extended play.
Yeah, they said we're not hiring stick thin models, but I didn't see the quote body positive
No.
models
Not
on the
to
runway
make-
in Milan.
So then it seems like they made a joke out of it and then didn't follow through.
Maybe they couldn't afford it because they cut back on the piano but kept the Last Supper.
Well, and they can get Lady Gaga
Yeah, at the
called in a
last
favour.
minute.
Yeah, she's available. She's notoriously not busy.
Even as a favour, she's charging.
Shit, yeah.
Can we talk about the Last Supper scene?
As in where they're actually
Well,
eating food? Or-
Before Meryl did her talk about the painting,
Yes.
Miranda did her talk about the painting. We knew Miranda was leaving the thing by then. Yes, I did just say Miranda. Okay.
Miranda Priestley.
We knew Miranda was leaving by then, right?
Yes.
And then we go into this room where they're having dinner, and then we turn and see the fresco of Da Vinci's Last Supper. Mm-hmm. And I just leant over to you and just went, oh, metaphor.
Metaphor.
Because it is Miranda's
Yeah.
Last Supper. But then
It becomes a metaphor and a metaphor
it becomes this whole thing of betrayal.
because Emily is Brutus. Judas.
Brutus is also a betrayer.
But not in the Last Supper.
No.
He wasn't invited or alive at the time.
No, he wasn't alive at the time because that was much earlier, I believe.
Look, it's all,
Julius Caesar? Yeah.
yes. Et tu, Emily.
Et tu, Emily. I don't know. I don't know if I couldn't work it out if Miranda knew that Emily was betraying. She did see them get in the car together.
I feel
Was
that
Emily saying that Andrea was betraying her or Emily?
I think she was. I think she knew that Emily was betraying her, and that she was going to say something to Andy to make her realize that she felt that she knew that Andy was betraying her.
Okay. Because she knew Andy can't hold anything back.
Exactly. And then she would have gone to Emily, and then it would have
Spiraled.
all comes out in the wash.
Yeah. But the betrayal happened anyway.
Yes, it did.
Well written in that you can see from the very start that Emily is using Benji as a patron, as she says herself at the end.
So funny. Yeah.
Then, he's obviously changing all of these things for her, buying her this and then buying the Tiffany. That's obviously also what gives Andy the idea of Benji buying the magazine.
Yeah.
But not realizing that it's going to buy it for Emily.
Yes.
I don't think Emily would be a good editor-in-chief.
No, I was actually going to say that. That's true, that she wouldn't be. And that scene of Meryl saying that kind of monologue to her about how she's not a visionary was very good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if anybody said this before, but Meryl Streep is a good actress.
She can act.
She's actually not bad.
It's big of you to admit that after a lot of the comments you've made about Meryl.
Look, I don't like her, but she's a good actress. Don't ask me why I don't like her. I don't know. She sticks in my craw.
Really? Really, I hope that she doesn't have any more work done because I can feel her range limiting.
Yeah.
With the limitations of her facial expressions.
Yeah. It was already pretty limited.
That being said, I said she smiled too much in this movie. One line. So the very end, I liked the last shot as they zoomed out from the building and the three of them are in their lined up offices.
Yeah, and then there was still someone cleaning. Yeah, I liked that.
I thought that was a good way to end it. But the last scene with Andy and Miranda in Miranda's office. Which of them were you expecting to say that's all?
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah. And
because they set it up.
Flipped the table.
They set it up because she stood there looking at her and then Meryl said...
What? Or anything else.
Anything else.
Yeah.
So it sets it up perfectly and I think that was an intention to kind of...
Bait us into thinking.
Yeah, bury the lead's not the right phrase.
No, jump the shark's not either before you go to that one.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Reheating the waffles.
Reheating your nachos. Somebody's going to have to get clips of all the mixed metaphors and shit that I've got wrong and make it a thing.
This movie is reheating its nachos.
It's reheating so many people's nachos.
Or it's reheating its soup.
It's reheating
its onion bagel. She even eats one at one point.
Yeah,
in the movie. They did set it up for Anne Hathaway to say that's all at the end, and we were both like, I felt both our bodies tense.
The woman next to me goes, "Oh," like she was expecting it, and
she was expecting it, and she would have been happy, and if she'd said it, we would have gone, "Oh."
No, then I think I went, oh, God, don't. I think I actually said that out loud. I was like, do not. You will ruin the movie, which at that point I thought was okay and watchable.
I do think it's a watchable movie. I just thought of one more thing where it reheated its nachos. Was there's a lunch, and the woman is like, I'm going to text my editor about this book. And Anne Hathaway's like, no, don't text her.
Yeah.
Fighting over a phone. They do that in the first one. Because Miranda rings.
Yes.
And the friend snatches the phone. The flip-up phone.
Yeah.
Anyone got one? I'll buy it.
No.
They're all 3G.
They're in the landfills, Lee. They're ruining our planet.
That's true. I wanted to buy a Nokia 3310, but they're all 3G and the 3G network doesn't exist anymore. No, but I want a dumb phone because my smartphone's too distracting.
Christ. Turn it off.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, so overall,
scene
good movie.
Parallels. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fighting over the phone.
I don't think that's the correct wording of the use of reheating your nachos.
I'm going with it.
Great. That's how we're going to have to reheat our popcorn. Maybe that's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
That's our own thing. There you go.
I do think it was a good movie.
I think it's a very easy watch of sitting down for 4 hours watching 1 and 2 back to back once it's on streaming in 3 weeks.
I think it's a good double, and I feel like we could probably screen it for a Rainbow Popcorn live screening.
Yeah.
Maybe not the double.
No.
It depends. If we sell enough tickets, they'll have us at Eclipse Cinema for it.
Yeah, that's where we're headed.
Which we'll talk about separately.
Yeah.
But there is a link to buy tickets in the episode description if you want to come and see us. First watch Priscilla, then Pride, then The Birdcage, of course, and then Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
How many handbags out of 5 would you give it?
Maybe like a 3.5.
Okay.
Like it's a solid movie.
You like on a rank of Dior to Coach, where does it sit? I don't know. I could not tell you the brands.
Miu Miu. I just said a brand. I have no reference.
Our fashion designer cousin, if you're listening.
It's it's not quite up there. It's not Chul Attic level. That's top notch.
Oh, that's true.
That's couture. I've held one of their garments. I was going to put it on, but it was too small.
I would give it a 3.5 too, actually. Nah, 3.25.
I was worried at the start. Then after it got through all of the reheating the popcorn moments, it won me over with the story.
I think the story was good. I think I don't know if the story was better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I think the story was more engaging for me than the first one.
Yeah.
Because the story of the first one is just like, oh, look at this fish out of water.
Fish out of water.
See how she goes.
The boss is a bitch. Gird your loins. That's all yada yada. Ugly skirt conventions.
This had more to the story.
Yeah.
One more reheated nachos.
Popcorn. Yeah.
That fucking sweater.
Oh, that was the worst bit.
Made worse by the fact that nobody mentioned it. I thought as they were standing in the office together.
You know who did mention it? The woman sitting 2 seats down from me. She said, that's the sweater. I'm like, you get fucked.
Obviously.
But then it's just the way that it's like she wanted to wear it for a reference and cut it up herself on the way to work that morning.
Because, at first I was like, oh, it's a vest that's like the sweater. And then I'm like, no, it's the sweater, but in vest form. And then there was a close-up and you could see that she has cut the sleeves off herself.
Yeah.
But not even well.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then it was like Zorro did it. I don't know. And it was just like he would have done it cleaner. It was the V-neck.
I thought you meant the Family Guy reference to Zorro.
No, I was not going to say that. I was not going to say that
Look
at
it up.
all, Lee.
It was just bad.
terrible.
And
It was really bad.
there are people at the magazine who could have done it for her. She wouldn't have asked Nigel to do it, obviously, because Nigel would have known. But there are people that didn't know her 20 years ago.
Her assistant that's not her assistant anymore would have done it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you expect?
No, it was just bad.
I don't know. Maybe Tracy Tom's kids got into it. That's her friend, Tracy Tom.
Yeah, maybe. That she bought the 3 Pinocchios for.
Dumb. Anyway, is that offensive? You go to Italy and you come back with Pinocchios?
No, it's like...
I want a Valentino bag, so that's fine. Yeah.
No, it's like when I came back from Japan and bought everyone the little things where you paint the eye.
Oh, yeah, I got to do that.
It's the same
done it.
thing.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
That's Devil Wears Prada
3.5,
too. What do you think?
3.25.
Oh, you're taking it for the sweater?
No, because I don't feel like I'm in a rush and watch it again.
Well, no, I'm not, because I'll wait till it's on streaming.
No, but even when Netflix is like, hey, it's now not Disney. When Disney's like, hey, it's now on streaming, I'm not going to go, great, I'm going to watch it.
Oh, okay, cool.
That would take it to a 4.
Okay, great. Cool.
That being said, I have decided, we've talked about it, I'm going to highly rate things.
Great.
I gave Apex 5 stars on Letterboxd.
Really?
Yeah. Because, anyway, we'll talk about Apex in a couple of weeks. Jump into the link in the episode description if you want to come and see our live commentary of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert at Eclipse Cinema in Collingwood. It's also my birthday that week, so come and say happy birthday to me.
Yeah, you have to. I have to.
That's it. Spoiler and non-spoiler reviews of The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yeah, it's all in there.
Yeah. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Lee.